Oh. Don't get pissy, Luna. We're just trying to keep from getting pissy, huh? It starts getting warm in here about 9 o'clock. That I gotta turn some kind of AC on. We're so blessed though, Mom, because it gets so cool in here that I get cold and gotta put on my hoodie.
Oh.
I cut the strings off this morning.
Oh.
I always cut the strings off my hoodie. It's part of being a maintainer. I think it's just instinct, because you don't, when you're in an engine with parts moving, you don't want dangly things dropped down there in the engine. So if you see one of them mobile mechanics and they got danglies, might want to get another one. Safety first. All right. I had a pretty good morning, then I just got all rushed and started getting a little pissy, but I'm leveling out now. I've been trying to unburden myself of this anxiety of having old dogs, you know, because it's stressful, because you love them so much, you know, and where I come from, it's like we're autonomous beings. Like everything that breathes on this earth is its own entity, and so no other entity has a right to dictate how entity A designates its course of life. Really, if we're going to talk in terms of true freedom, right? We are supposed to be self-governing. It's what the idea was, and then the people at the top got all pervy and gross and would rather put stuff in their butt, and things just kind of derailed for the last 248 years, and civilizations only last 250, so cheers to the last 2 years of the USA. The good old USA. You know how London Bridge is falling down? The USA is falling down. Because people got too greedy and pervy and creepy, and they got their priorities skewed. They lost their connection to source, the creator, spirit, God, good orderly direction. And now we get to collectively experience whether we've been good boys and girls, we still get to collectively experience self-will-run Wyatt. Whether we're going to do it or we're going to watch people do it, but we're going to just have to enjoy the show. What kind of, dude, I don't like the 4th of July at all. So when I hear stories about how a dipshit, I don't like drinking either. At all. So when I hear about how a dipshit was drinking, stepped into his ego, stepped out of good orderly direction, and blew his own head off with the firework, I just think, I hope all these people learn their lesson. I hope people learn their lesson. Kind of excited for people to learn their lessons. I had to learn so many lessons in my life. Life is all about learning lessons, that's it. And see how you're going to handle situations. So like I was talking about, is that I always understood that we're autonomous beings, and that's why I don't have a relationship with my niece, because my brother is a narcissist, and he controls, he dictates who his family, who would, and see, and I was in recovery for a number of years. Autonomous is big, you know? Autonomy is big. Like, you gotta let people be them, and okay, let them be them. I'm letting people be them all over the place. All I do is speak about what happens, because I used to be me all over the place. I just be me without any kind of restraint. You know what happens? I mean, it's a gross thing that evolves out of a human spirit when people step into the ego and just run their course of action that way. So I remember the last conversation I had with my brother. It was, I don't know, it's been a while. I don't keep track of time. It don't matter. Because every time we had the conversation, we always had the same conversation. So it didn't matter what day on the calendar it was. We just had the same experience over and over. And I'm trying to talk about new things, and he just keeps trying to control the narrative. And that's what control freaks do. They don't allow autonomy. They don't want autonomy. That autonomy disrupts people's peace. Oh dear, this person is autonomous. Yeah, I wear my t-shirt on the thumbnail in this talk is called Straight People Like Rainbows Too, because this is what I'm about. This idea I came up with when I was 9 years old. We lived on 426 Manzanita Lane, right? Is that the address? Right across the street from Mission Square. Home of the Gifts world famous burger. I was there when it first opened. That was one of the first impressions of like, wow, this is a good hamburger. And ever since then, I'd go to places and I want a hamburger because I want to see if it tastes like that one. There's one place comparable, one place close of all the places I've ever been, and that's Stella's in Bellevue, Nebraska. It's also world known because, yeah, people fly in, misappropriation of funds. You got officers on the East Coast, West Coast that just want to come in. That's just what they did. They want to come in for the day, play a round of golf with their buddies, mark it off as a training expedition, and then we pay for everything. That's what the military is. So many people doing this stuff. Us fighting in Saudi Arabia and protecting people in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is a dry country, and I recall several cargo bins coming from Saudi Arabia that we unpacked at the H flight, right off the flight line, with a lot of alcohol stashed in them. Rules, regulations, policies, and procedures are for perverts. They're for the people that like to control and dominate. And those people that like to do it to that extreme, they're usually putting stuff in their butt. Or have done something like that in order to get to position to where they are. It's all nepotism. It's gnarly nepotism. It's creepy, pervy, gross nepotism. And now society is firing because the elite have been in charge and their plan has failed. And I love seeing how communities are coming together. I'm trying to do that here. I'm having a hard time finding the people that I can see that are going to see. Because what I see in people, are you going to show up for yourself? I'm looking for people that show up for themselves. I look for people that give a shit about their body, that try, it's okay you can't eat right all the time. You got to splurge sometime. You don't want to freaking, make yourself crazy with cravings, because I've seen that. I've seen people, not just food, with all cravings, because you got, people are talking about the 4 different kinds of vampires. I've known about them my whole entire life. The blood suckers, the energy suckers, the resource. It's all ego. It's all, I'm taking your essence. And that's not what I'm all about. It fucks with people's autonomy. I know there's leeches out there. I get it. Be self-supporting. Supply your own energy supply. Kundalini, life force energy. It's the buzziest buzz that you could get. And most days I don't like it. I'm doing whatever I can to just stay here when I am up there a lot. So I'm finding things to do to use my time wisely, because like I was saying, when I was a 9-year-old little girl, I drew a picture out and it evolved into this. There's my hoodie. It evolved into this. And it's the rainbow, it's the color wheel, because I'm all about spectrum. And we get to choose the color and what we want to represent and show up in life, and where we sit on that color wheel. Because I don't care about what people's ethnicities are. I'm not really interested I'm not into national, all that bloodline stuff. It never did me any favors, and I assure you, I have the right blood. I just don't want to be a part of their fucking shit. I got the blood that gets the advantage. I just never got the advantage because I'm not a man. I'm not a man. But the men in my family, I think on my dad's side, because mom was adopted, so we don't know. We're getting closer, though. We narrowed it down. We ended up in the same town in which she was born. If that ain't a God thing from following my heart, leading you to the truth. What are people's examples? I mean, come on, give me a break. This shit is unfucking believable, and it's my life. It's mom's life. And so, the advantages. The advantages of nepotism and all that shit. I need to, I like Lauryn Hill, but some of her songs, because I've been listening to her for so long, they're just like, if I don't find the source and change the song, I'm gonna something could happen. All right. So today I'm gonna place a new order from a new embroiderer. The embroiderer that did the hoodie. That's why I did it, to see what it was, a test piece. I wanted to see how good the quality was, and then now I'm gonna put in an order for 99 more t-shirts. I'm gonna do like 33 gray, 11 large, medium. I think I'm gonna go. See, this is the shit that fucking... I need somebody else to bounce this shit off of. And then have them... Because I could bounce... But I need to interject. But that's alright. I figured it out. I figured it out this whole time. I'll just sit down and get a piece of paper, because I'm a visual learner. I gotta see stuff. Because people say something, and I can imagine it in this way. I can imagine it in that way. I can imagine it in that way. That way, that way, that way, that way, that way. From up there, from down there, I can imagine all the kinds of ways. Because there's probably from the minds of at least 12, the mindset of the major archetypes. I'm looking for a text message conversation with my father. It was my 50th birthday. Is the last he sent me happy birthday. He didn't spell it right. Bithday. And I said, your illegitimate child thanks you. Because I found out as an adult that I was illegitimate, that I was that they got a divorce before I was born. And they lied to me my whole life, so I just get to make fun of it, right? I can't be mad about it. It happened so long ago. You can't be mad about it. That's what my brother said and my dad said. Oh, get over it. These things happen when you're a child. I'm like, dude, I just found out about it, but I have never. That's how I know what a narcissist is. I'm picking up these things because we have our legends. We're born with knowings. Like, we just know shit. And I was thinking about this last night, because my brother, he's always tried to get me to think the opposite and live from my logic and not from my heart, because he's one of them. He's an agent. And so he would say things like, Marge, just because one person does something, that doesn't mean everybody with like them is gonna do that. And I started picking up on cues in people, because when I was a little girl, Mom dated a guy, Larry Hickey, that would talk to us about symbols and how people show you who they are with the labels and with the kind of with how they dress, with what they. And so I've been picking up on these things since before 1980. Probably about 1980, 1981 is when I just started looking at whatever. And then I'd start seeing what they drank and what they ate and what they drove and how they spent their time. I started collecting all this data. And so now I have my own legend. And one thing that's on my legend, and people can, decipher their own legend however they want, but it's people that do, it's here, let's see if I can find it. Dang it, I put it away yesterday. It would have been a perfect example. It would have been such a perfect example. Let's see. I think this is it. God, I got so many photos because I've just been a historian my whole life. I spent my life living away. See, because I know what a truth is and I know what a lie is. And see, I could do a whole talk on deciphering how people are based on their teeth. Like, you're mad at your mom when your teeth rot, and you're mad at your dad when you got and each tooth is assigned to an organ. And I don't have my wish. That's a big thing with the military. Oh, we don't want it coming out in combat. Like, dude, you're getting fucking shot at. You think you're worried about your fucking teeth? America's a joke. Good riddance. Fall down already. Good riddance. I never liked this place much anyway because I always saw it for what it was. See, here's a picture. Notice the gums. Every person I've ever known that has teeth low like that and really high gums, every single one of them, people pleaser. Every single one. Every single one. And I try to dispute it. I find somebody like that and I'll see. And I'll hear stories and I'll ask them questions and I soon find out. People pleaser. Men that wear Dracar Noir. I mean, how many women had, and people say, oh, you know, get over stuff, right? And smells, they trigger things like crazy. Like, and Dracar Noir, people don't wear it no more, right? But like, if I were to put it on and walk in a place where there's a lot of women my age, I wonder how many would be triggered because it was popular when I was in high school and a lot of dudes take no for yes. I'll just leave that there for food for thought. Like, you can tell, like, and so that's a vibrational frequency. Like, guys that like that smell, it's a certain kind of person, and you won't have another certain kind of person if you smell it to them, give it to them, an entirely different, you know, like a prude. They'll likely smell that and be like, ugh, because we are controlled by our frequency. We control our frequency with what we allow and don't allow. I think I'm in control of the music, you know, because I'm drawn to the music that I like and stuff like that. So I basically just listen to my own playlist over and over, and then my frequency changes and I'm no longer aligned with the song or whatever. And all of a sudden, a song that I chose, that I picked, you know, for some reason, all of a sudden I'm just like, God, I just want to gouge my eye out. Because it's the frequency. Like, I'll get I'll be doing something and I'll get hot and frustrated and the song will come off and I'll blame it on the song. Hercules Hassick. I gotta stay calm, man. I gotta stay chill. My freedom depends on it, you know? Here's another example. I think this is so funny. I look at these. I'm like, dude, that is not a straight man. It's just not. You could pretend. When I came out when I was 18, I remember him going, I thought I was gay too. And ain't no straight dude has ever thought he was gay. I'm a rhinestone cowboy. You know? Hiders, secret keepers. That's why I live my fucking, you know? I don't care what people find out about me. I said it on one of these 2,400 videos, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. That's why I tell on myself. And if I had anything, like, I don't get embarrassed and shit like that. That stuff don't fall on me. I was talking to Mom this earlier. I said, Mom, being a human is disgusting. I don't want to be a human being ever again in all the incarnate. I don't want to come and fall. I don't fucking care. Any greatest love story in the world ain't worth this shit. It ain't to me. It's not. It's superficial. It's your tunnel vision. You don't see enough out there to see what's going on. And anybody that does, you ain't going to be living that best life. You're going to be compelled to want to ease some of the suffering in the world. If you ever, in fact, suffer yourself. But if you haven't, you've just been one of those people that create the suffering, you too will get yours. You will have your experience. How you treat people comes back to you. So. It's getting pretty fun now, huh, Mom? But Mama, and I was like, because it's, snot, freaking crap, feces, urine, stuff that oozes out, just being and then when people don't take care of themselves because they eat whatever they want, they're not disciplined at all, they never exercise because why would you? They're an adult and they can do whatever they want. There's no consequence until they get so big, and then you got your flesh is rotting and it's oozing and all this stuff, and then who's gonna take care of you? Your loved ones just get to watch you dissolve because you didn't want to do nothing, bother, no way to take care of yourself. And then you don't want to be a burden. When you created yourself as the burden, it's so weird how there's so lack of accountability. There's none. I know that I get so frustrated because a lot of times, my ambitions, they're very egoic. And I want to go out there and I want to see what I can do and see how much change. They say one person can't make things happen. Been making things happen my whole life, and I'm just little old me. And so I think whatever, maybe, try and make something happen big for yourself, and then maybe you can understand how one person can move mountains. People don't try. Dude, I have the ability of telekinesis. I can move objects with my energy field. It's not my mind. It's my whole cooperation is nature's way. I learned it from watching a YouTube video. Haven't shown it in a while. I watched a YouTube video when I was in Oregon, and when me and Mom lived in Oregon, and I said, Mom, it was a young man, and he had a coconut. Shorts drive me crazy. Alright, so this kid had a coconut, and he went and he put it on a log. And I was watching him. This is going to drive me crazy. Okay. See, this is what happens. If something happens out of my control, here's a perfect example of my self-awareness and how other people can be self-aware. I want to listen to music while I do this talk. That is my intention. My autonomy designates that's what I want. But there's other things in the world that say, no, music isn't going to play right now. It just started again. It'll time out, and it just did it again. Because there's interference in the world. There's things in the world that cause interference to trip people up. And my military and Barry, my focus, I used to be able to freaking, nothing could rock, nothing. My military bearing, call it what you will, my focus, I could not be swayed because my brother was a bully. So, and I looked up to him. And so, if the person that I thought of is going to treat me so badly in my life, what do I fucking care? What anybody else does to me, what do I care? I don't care. And what I learned is how to defend myself. I learned real good. Physically, dude, he was a state wrestling champion, and he had been through Army Guard basic training. It's the same basic training as the rest of them, and he still freaking got triggered and fucking beat my ass and slammed my head into the concrete. And then made me drive home to Redding from Sacramento. And I'm just like, It rattled my brain because he don't care. People like him don't care. They just don't care. Here, let me get out of my messages. What is going on right now? Landslides. Is there are there earthquakes going on? Like, is there seismic activity happening right now? I know there always is. Yeah, this is, like, I can't get to that. Let's try another place. Am I still streaming? Not loading. Let me change Wi-Fi networks. Lisa and Colt Jam. There, that's it. It was the network. That's why I use a second router and put into my primary, and provided by the internet and then I get my own and I go into the website and I change the password and I change the name of it. My networks here, drunks are the worst. And then God bless. So anyway, all right, so what was I talking about? Straight people like rainbows too. I came up with it when I was 9. I ordered a button maker yesterday because I got these. I will never order from stickers.com, and I don't recommend that people do because you're not going to get what you want. I wanted what was on my sweatshirt, and this is what I got. They messed up the cloud. They didn't do the whole cloud, and my logo, this is my tag. It shares one dot. So what I'm going to do is since they're the first batch, I ordered, and the third strike was they were supposed to be 4 inches. And they're only 3. So, thumbs down, stickers.com. So now I'm trying Sticker Mule. I ordered 4 inches, and it was the exact picture. Their write-up, their mock-up was the picture of my t-shirt that I sent them. So it's already a little bit more positive. But I'm not going to waste these. These are going to be used. I'm going to take some, spread the love, and then some of them are I'm going to make buttons. I'm going to make buttons. So, and see, because me and Mom, God has made it possible for us to live comfortably, on on meager means, like, yeah. Anyway, my disability got raised from 50% to 90%. So, and then it's funny because for her Social Security, her income every month was $880, and she's my dependent, and because I just look after her, right? And this was back when I was in the 3D Earth. I would like to. I wonder if I could remove that status. I don't know. No, are you okay with being my dependent? Yeah. She wasn't for a long time. I assure you. She just like, nobody's gonna control her. No, she's Sagittarius, got like 5 planets in Sagittarius. No, she is not nope. Just let her. And so, and I'm her offspring. So yeah, that's where I get it from, folks. She's 5 foot, and she's been freaking standing up for herself as from the time she found her voice. So her, it went from 880 and then they knocked it down to 813 because my income went up. That's how fucking gross this country is. It's just like, it's just disgusting, and every day more and more people are in and on the streets. Why don't these, all these empty houses, just go take one of theirs? They're not using it. They don't care. Who cares? Nobody owns anything. You die. You transition into a different dimension, into a different reality. As soon as you take your last, you are your last breath. How's that? We are our own last breath. And so what people do before that, I mean, it's fucking, what people do with their free will is just goofy. I get a haircut soon. I'm getting a haircut. Oh, I hate when it gets like this. It's cut so short all the way across here. Oh, I can't wait. Because it's like, I can only go about 10 days, and then it gets like this, and then... And it's funny, I made my appointment, and the gal, like, it didn't even... I said, set my appointment, and then... As soon as I hit make the appointment, I got a text message that said it was approved. And I just thought that was funny. Like, because you got to have it approved in that Square interface, Square app. That it's a point of sale that people use to for businesses, for like making appointments, and you could pay through it and stuff like that. That's what it is. It's already 10 o'clock, man. This day is going by so fast. Where's the moon? Cancer. Moon's in Cancer still, I think? Or is it moved to Gemini? Gemini. G-Mini. So much of it. This is why I don't have it all over my head. Because I should get one of those things where they have the fan around their neck, Ma. That's what I should do, since I'm a hothead. I can when people are saying, "Oh, you're a hothead." Yeah, motherfucker. You want to know why? My country gave me 8 anthrax vaccines, and it fried my endocrine system. That's why. On top of all the other fucking shit that my brain thinks about all the time. That's why. So when you're watching your stupid fucking fireworks popping off, and you see somebody, a veteran, getting upset about how stupid this shit is, think about things like that. And then go stuff your fucking face with a goddamn hot dog. And I like hot dogs. I eat hot dogs. I also lift my little dumbbell and go for walks. That's all I do. I don't go to a gym. Every time I see people at a gym, I'm like, huh. And you're still not, like... I'm fucking 50, and I don't go to a gym. Gyms are a waste of money. It's a place for people to hook up. Stuff like that. YMCA, butt stuff. And I don't care about, like, same sex relation. I don't care about that. As long as people are monogamous, I just understand the consequence of spreading your parts all over the place. I mean, how many STDs are out there? I mean, STDs are everywhere. And like, I'm a lesbian, so I always lived in these small towns, and there weren't a whole bunch of other lesbians, but people just wanted to hook up. So, I mean, every place I go, it's like everybody's already slept with each other. And when I was in Omaha, I didn't do that. I was involved. I was predominantly involved with. I dated like one. I don't date and stuff like that because I just don't do it. But I was encouraged to, because I was in AA, and you gotta act like being a person like you're programmed to. So I did what I was told, because I was a good little AAN. And so, all that, I just do what they do. Stay in the program. Don't delve outside the program. Then you can be a part of our club, and we'll give you all the advantage. And then I started noticing how, like, people are getting each other jobs and stuff like that. And then I needed a job, and people were just like, la 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 la, la la la, don't look at her in the eye. You know what I mean? And so I was like, oh, it's another fucking clubs that just talk shit and only helps out its selected few. It's more of that. And I don't want to have anything to do with that stuff. Because it's not inclusive. That don't do everybody no good. That just does the group a good. You know, every group gets hijacked. That's why I don't like being a part of groups. I want to be autonomous. I don't identify with any. I did get that from the no sect, no denomination, no religion, no group, anything, you know. And then people invite me to their stuff. Like when I was 15 in Reading, I got invited by Joycey I to come to Masonic Freemason lodge and dress up in a big poofy dress, and I'm like, this is stupid. I don't want to do this. And right below there was where the sacrifices were. Lost Lanes. Still to this day, they have freaking women that go out and pray over that area. Animals, people, people don't care once they don't value life. They're just going to go around and do whatever you want. You got to be careful about what they're going to do to you. That's the way I think of it. But people want to be included, so they join gangs and clubs and cults and all this stuff. And I'm just like, no, dude, they always want you to do weird shit that I don't want to do. I got pictures of me when I was in brownies. And I don't like wearing dresses because I've been gay my whole life. I never wanted to be intimate with a man because I was raped when I was a 10-month-old baby, and I read the police report when I was 12 years old, 13. So I've never really felt affected. And my dad and brother are the biggest examples of men in my life, and they're both fucking suck. They're both narcissists. So what do I care? I like dudes. Dudes are my buddies. I love palling around with dudes. As long as they keep it in their idea, because guys got weird ideas. They think that their penis is the golden penis. Like, okay, you might not like men, but I'm the one that you're gonna like. You'll deny your whole life for my penis, and it'll change you and fix you. And I'm just like, God, I'd rather be broke, thanks. I'm good with all that dirty stuff. I mean, women, my whole life I hear about, because I have always had friends that were freaking, they had to fill the fucking empty holes with the company of men. So there's a lot of that Jezebel energy, and so I have to hear about their fucking UTIs. And I know of at least 2 women I could think of at the time. They know the exact minute that they contracted herpes, and it's just like, have some self-respect. And so it's just like, dude, you're letting some dude put his dirty parts inside of you, and you think that you're going to be healthy. And look at the dudes that you're letting in. Have some self-respect. I wasn't taught these things. I'm self-taught. I'm completely 100% self-taught. And people have been presented me information, like when I was in recovery and stuff like that. I take what I can use and I leave the rest. I take what good I can take out of a situation. I offer good back. Maybe try improve on this, help over here, do this. And if it's just a one-way street of me putting energy into it, that is just an organization made up of energetic vampires. They're made up of there's a lot of perversion in those things. A lot of grooming in those groups, so thanks for teaching me what you taught me. I'm going to keep... my butt's going to be an exit-only system. Yeah. Be well. Hey, mental pancakes. 39 minutes. I thought I was like, wow. What in my mouth? Bumping my gums. It's too late to go out because it's too late to be early. Yeah. That's all right. I have some chicken. I don't know. I think it might have turned. I waited too long. I should have cooked it yesterday. I do that. I'm bad about stuff. I lose track. I mean, of all the stuff I'm good at keeping track about. And I was keeping track of it, but I just didn't feel like doing what I needed to do. So now I get to throw away $5 worth of chicken. I hope I learned my lesson. I won't, because I waste food like that. I do. But I don't have any problem wasting food. Like, I'll get a pie and just like, me and Mom will eat. I got a banana cream pie the other day. I don't like the crust. I eat my cookies, but I don't like I don't like the crust of the pies at the store. But I do like the filling. And I wanted to get a coconut cream, but they had banana instead. So I got the banana instead. And so Mom and I'll just get a spoon and we'll just eat the toppings. And it's just and we'll eat a couple bites, You don't want to eat a whole pie. That would be gluttony. That would be gluttony. if you ate the whole pie. So we just have a couple bites here and there. And then like a couple days later, oh, Ma, you want a couple bites? Yeah, a couple days. Oh, we only ate a couple, and then I got a piece or two that I got to throw away. It's okay. Because I have the parts in my personality that I don't want to waste because we lacked so much. It was in me, so I had to learn to be okay with it's okay. Don't eat it. You don't have to eat it because I had to eat it because I was never allowed to be an autonomous being. People have children like pets and like they already have ideas of how they're going to live their lives and these people are born as autonomous beings and they got their own placements, they got their own charts, they got their own desires and life lessons that they need to learn, yet the parents decide how they're going to do it. And there's a big old clash across the whole world because people aren't allowed to be autonomous. We're supposed to be able to govern ourselves, and the people that can't and won't govern themselves are creating more and more rules and regulations, policies and procedures. They're making more everyday people criminals so they can reap the rewards of all the administration that it needs to to pay the police. It's all to feed the beast system. All the admins to the people that do the everybody gets a paycheck for making everybody else a criminal. Planet Earth wasn't intended to be that. We're supposed to be custodians of the Earth. We're supposed to keep the Earth clean. We're supposed to, be practical and vigilant in our surroundings and like not put villages and houses like, we're freaking like there. You got to think strategically because you got to work with the Earth. I mean, every day I get freaking so many notifications of landslides everywhere, and then here comes the usually about 24 hours after I get the notification to 48 hours, I start seeing the reels where these landslides are. A lot of life. We don't get all the numbers of turnover right now, There's a lot of turnover, and there's a lot of souls that want to be on planet Earth, so we're getting trips, man. Like, I think about all the mentalities of all the people that are turning over right now, all different ages, and they're just dropped into a different soul sack. Somebody's going to birth them out with a lot of the same knowing that they had coming into this life. I was talking about that with somebody the other day. Oh, the girl at the produce department at the store. I said, I believe that irrational fears are things that our spirit hasn't resolved from our past life. So resolve that and you won't be afraid of the thing anymore. Like, figure out why you're afraid of something, and it might not even be a past life. It just could be something when you were younger. Like, I don't like being in tight places. One time my brother rolled me up in a carpet. And I panicked. I freaked. I was just like, get me out of here. And he was like, no. Fucking with my autonomy. He would hold me down and pull my toes. And your toes don't really pop. He would pull my toes until they popped. And they don't really do that. So, I mean, I know what an asshole is. And I don't care what people's nationalities. I don't give a shit about their fucking club. I don't give a crap about what kind of car. There's just people that are going to be help or hinder. That's all I care. Are you going to help more than you're going to hinder? Because I'm going to hinder some days. I help most days, but some days I'm going to be the hindrance because ain't nothing 100%. Not even a perfect circle. There's no such thing as anything being 100%. Like where I live, I love it here. It's not 100%. It's not all the things that I want. There's no stream. That's okay. I don't care. And there's a lot of bugs outside, like flying gnats. I gotta remedy. But but I got a place where my dogs can just roam and walk around. It's cool in here. It's everything that Mom and I need, and the critters. So, because I was reminded of that this morning, that they're autonomous beings. They aren't my dogs. They are dogs that I have been given the privilege to take care of from the time that I got them. And hopefully I can honor my commitment based on my love and my heart, out of my heart space, because it's hard watching things you love go. Animals, parents,
It's like you live in the present moment and then they start to live on the other side sometimes. And then once they get more on the other side, they're less here. That's the transition that I've seen time and time again. It's bittersweet. Life is a hard enough bitter-edged sword. You gotta go out in the world and then, God, is this person gonna stab me? Or, you know what I mean? Like, you can't trust that they're gonna hold their shit. That's why, as just OPSEC alone, I'm careful. I don't, because I'm surrounded by a bunch of people that they're not even fucking from here. They don't care about me. Fuck, the people that are here don't care about me and Mom. Mom was from here, and her family is full aware of her existence. We never heard nothing from them, so. Either people are gonna care or they don't, and I don't care about bloodlines. What the fuck do I care about bloodlines? It's never done us any favors. Trip, huh, Mom? It's just you and me against the world, huh, little old lady?
Yes.
I was thinking about that today. I'm like, man, I used to call her Shorty when I was in high school, and that evolved after I matured more, because she's so short. After I matured a little bit more, then it evolved into Little Mom. Now it's like, Ma! Ma, you want something to eat, Ma? You ready for some? Ma. How many times have you heard that, huh? Your life? Yeah. Several? You want to say hi to folks? Give them the wave? I was telling her, I said, Ma, I ain't coming back as a human ever again. This crap is gross. I said, we're probably not even in here. What did you say? I said, we're probably not human.
No.
What did you say?
I was just waiting.
No, she said, no, it is early. She said, we probably aren't, or something like that. And I was like, dude, we are on a rock spinning around planet Earth. Or on planet Earth, spinning around something. We're traveling around, wherever we travel around to, on something. And people think the only thing, like, that is, like, has opposable thumbs on this planet are Earthlings. That's pretty arrogant, I think. I think that's pretty arrogant. It's everything happens in frequency. So you're gonna experience things in frequency. UAPs, whatever you want. Beings, seeing your grandpa in the room. I see in frequency all the time. It's what is it gonna break your mind? People don't want to break their mind. In order to ascend, you gotta break your mind. So put it back together in a different order in which it was presented to you, because society is just like fucking been shit since they've been controlling the narrative. And then they create stories, and then they make Hollywood, and then create movies and shit like that, and then people watch the movies, and then they're like, oh, then they imagine, they use their imagination, which in turns, with the more people that you have imagining things, you're actually creating that timeline. So I try really hard not to imagine things. That I get movies pop up in my head all the time, and I know they're clips and they're not from movies, and I know they're prophetic. But I was gonna show the lighter trick. So the guy at the coconut, I was like, I said it's the fluid inside. It's the fluid inside, so I tried it. I wonder if I showed the. It's getting easier and easier to do it. It's getting easier and easier to do it. And I caught it. I caught it too. I dropped my phone, but I caught the thing about it is people are like, oh, you could watch me do it on the tube. Hold on, I dropped the mouse. I gotta find my windows. The thing of it is I do it for people in the public from time to time. So I have done this for probably 20 people. So they can verify what I can do. Since people never believe by looking at me the things that I can do. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day.